Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode of Veterans Rant, Rattle and Roll. I'm Sergeant First Class Retired David L. Parker. Sure glad you are here. The reason we're here is to help stop, prevent, put an end to, and just wipe out the 22. We want you to keep serving with you. Now I'm very, very pumped up about my guest today. He is CW3 Retired Dan Padilla. How you doing, Dan?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing good, man. You said the magic word retire, right?
Right. It's nice to get that little extra blue card at the end, right?
Yeah, that blue card's amazing. It's like, hey, I still have access to the gym, the commissary, the PX, and and I get paid on the 1st and the 15th.
Right. I mean, how can we go wrong with that, right?
Yeah, you can't beat it.
So let's rattle that saber a little bit, Dan. What brought you into the military? You woke up one day and said, "I want to be saluted"?
No, that's a funny story. I joined the Army blind. I didn't know that there was enlisted officers, warrant officers. I didn't know any of that. I was a young kid. Yeah, absolutely. I saw G.I. Joe and I was like, this is cool. No. No. Hey, so how I came into the Army, it was my junior year. I was at school and a recruiter came in. They did the whole
Mesa Ridge High School, and why?
No, not at all, man. I grew up not at all, man. Mesa, Arizona.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got it backwards. For some reason, I thought you went right here.
No, Mesa, Arizona. The recruiters came in and they're like, all right, hey, you take this test. We'll kind of get an assessment of where you're at, and you guys are off for the rest of the day. So it was like half day, right? So I looked over to my buddy to the right, to the left. I said, hey, you guys want to go to the river? They're like, yeah, let's go. So we blazed through the test. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Out. Didn't think about it. Went to the river. Had a great time. 2 weeks later, my phone is blowing up from the recruiters. They're like, hey, man, you did okay. You probably could do a little better, but you did okay. You passed. We can get you in. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not doing this. So, peer pressured. My buddy, Frankie Munoz, his sister joined the military. I think a year prior to us.
Okay.
And it's like, hey man, let's do the buddy system. Let's do this together. And so we signed up. And well, let me back that up. I signed up.
Okay.
The day we were supposed to sign together, he was a no-show to MEPS.
Oh, you got your first Blue Falcon going in the military. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I didn't know. So we're. I mean, he's still my friend today. We talk on a regular basis, but we laugh about that now. It's like he's like, yeah, I had to change of heart, blah blah blah. So we laughed about. But yeah, that's how it came about. My junior year in high school, on a half day, took a test and then passed that. Went to the river. 2 weeks later. I'm getting calls and we signed up on a buddy system that only one buddy showed up.
All right. You went in the Army to do what?
Originally signed up to be because I originally signed up to be an MP, right? But then they came back because I was actually part of a civilian program called I forget the program. It was for high school kids, that want to be police officers after graduation, stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll be an MP. And then they came back to me after I signed all the paperwork. They're like, yeah, the MP school is about 1.5 years long or wait to get in. So let's go ahead and choose something. So they signed me up for 11 Bravo, Ranger, Ranger school and Airborne school, all this stuff, right?
I understand.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. Check all that stuff out. So then I didn't get to go to all that. So in transition, like from joining and like my paperwork got jacked up early on. It was insane. So it ended up, I found out in basic training that I was actually a 13 Fox, a fire support specialist. So I went
Surprise.
because I was like, well, I was supposed to be at Fort Benning. They told me my paperwork. I got the original paperwork. It says Fort Benning. I was supposed to be at Fort Benning. What am I doing at Fort Sill? I got on the wrong bus.
So how long were you enlisted before you stepped up and went warrant?
Yeah. So that's So I was enlisted 8 years before I made the transition, but I accelerated through the ranks very quickly. I joined as the E1 private, went straight to I caught on. Shut your mouth, do your job, know how to do push-ups, sit-ups, and run fast, and shoot well, and you get promoted, right? That was the norm. Hey, you show up to the platoon. What's your PT score? 300. You're on my team. So I advanced through the ranks very quickly. I went from like E1 to specialist by 1 year, specialist to sergeant E5 by my second year of service, and then sergeant to staff sergeant by my 4th year of service, and then I pinned sergeant first class at 6.5 years this time in service.
Wow, that's fast.
So I advanced through the ranks very, very quickly. I had all the right jobs, had the right mentors, had the right people in my circle teaching me the trades and the know-hows of being a fire support specialist and running being a platoon FO, being a squad leader, being a headquarters platoon sergeant, and just doing all the right jobs, right positions. And then obviously, the war kicked off too, so that accelerated some things, and you had to step up to some bigger and heavier,
responsibilities.
Situations. Oh yeah.
So what year did you go in the Army?
I originally signed up in '97, but I joined in. I left for base training in '98.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you did retire as a CW3, correct?
I did, yeah. CW3. If I would have stayed in, September 1st of this month, I would have made my promotion with my classmates. So there was originally 21 of us, and only 12. We're down to 12 that actually, the class is starting to retire, and we're old. We're old heads in the Army, right? So
hey, I don't know what you're talking about.
So my brother and sisters that made it, congratulations to them. They rocked it. So there's 12 out of the 21 that originally was in my class. So really cool stuff.
Now, nobody knows this, but you and I were in DeVarty headquarters on Fort Carson together. And one of the things I always remembered about you is you were actually at work.
Yeah, man. I was actually working.
Well, warrant officers have a ghost ability.
A ghost ability. Yeah, that's a true statement. We had, just different times. I'm not your typical individual. I like to be around people, like to, help out. And that's just who I am. And there's always something to be done. But yeah, but I did have that escape card. Like, oh yeah, I gotta go over here. So if things got too heavy, I had a plan of action.
Yeah, no, I get it. As you probably remember, my last 6 years in the military, I always had a warrant officer battle buddy. So yeah, I understood his ghost ability. All three of them's ghost ability.
Yeah, I like
great
ghost ability.
It's awesome. So now one of my favorite parts is the rant. Something that just, when you think about your career, you go, you know what? This is some crazy stuff. What you got, Dan?
The rant, the craziest thing. So I don't know. I kind of, old school Army type deal, and just kind of seeing some
97
stuff.
old school Army. How do those connect?
but isn't that something? Hey, that was BDU's days.
I know.
Line them up, spit on it, man. Hey, I could say that. I have years of, I have the years of the service pre-war, when you're doing stuff. But yeah, my rant, I would say some of the things that I saw was initiative. Back in the day, we used to have, you come in, the platoon sergeant, squad leader, whoever gave you your task, purpose, direction, motivation to get the job done. All right, here's your task. Get after it. Do it, right?
Right.
So you go out and you do it, and then obviously, it's a plan, and the plans don't work. What do? You take the initiative. You do what you think is right in the moment to get the job that you were assigned done, right?
Right. I agree with you.
And then when your platoon sergeant, whoever comes behind you to check on your work, and they're like, hey, why did you do it this way? Well, hey, at the time, this is what I was dealt with, and this is the actions I took. So I would say initiative was something that I saw that kind of faded away once cell phones were introduced to the Army. Cell phones were introduced to the Army. Now, hey, you give your task, direction, purpose, motivation to get the job done. You hit that fence in the wall. What do? Oh, let me call the platoon. Let me call the sergeant. Let me call the PL. Let me call the next person and figure, hey, I'm over here. I'm right here. There's a fence. I don't know what to do. It wasn't even part of the plan. you know. So I would probably say that's like, you know, I was the type of leader who was like, hey, I told you what to do, get it done, you know.
Yeah,
So, you
yeah,
know,
I get it.
I'm giving you the leeway to exercise some initiative. And I always share that story with my troops, my NCOs on my team, like, hey, if we're assigned a task, get it done, you know, and I'll back you up with whatever, you know, take that initiative and get it done. You don't need to call me every step of the way to get something done. You know, you
Right.
understand the overall arching mission. I mean, obviously, you know, there's some stipulations in there, but I think, you know, showing that initiative first, like, hey, I tried all this. I'm calling you because I've exerted everything else, you know?
Right. Good
Yeah,
point.
that's
Good
kind of,
point.
hey, that's a good rant, no?
That's a good one. I like it very much. Now comes my favorite part before we get into the second favorite part, which is what you're up to. But this part is the role. Come on, give me your no shit, there I was story. Something that you just laugh every time you think about it.
All right, the no
Come on,
shit.
Chief.
Can I say that? The no shit, this is
Yeah.
where I was at.
Let's go. No shit, there I was.
All right. So here we are, Iraq 2004, right? I was with
Okay.
125 Stryker Brigade out of Fort Lewis.
Yeah.
And we deployed to Iraq in 2004, second Stryker unit. And so I was the fire support NCO, and I had a Stryker vehicle. So I was up in the gunner, the vehicle commander spot, right?
Yes.
And we were doing Overwatch and for a patrol. And I'm telling you, man, I tell you, we're on patrol, Overwatching, and like, holy cow, my stomach is rumbling from coffee, monsters, whatever I had. And
right.
I'm like, all right, well, I can't dismount or whatever. So, you know, had to improvise, right? So I get the bag, get the MRE box. You know, I had to make a little porter shitter.
Yeah. We've done it.
So yeah, you know, and then I had to do my business, and I had to tell my driver, like, hey, get back from the driver hatch and get up on the gun so I can take care of business. So I did that.
Okay.
Well, I was like, all right, well, we can't drive around with a box of shit in the vehicle, right? So
literally.
Yeah, literally. So I had to take the box. There's a burn pit that was, you know, not too far from us. And I just chucked it from the back of the vehicle, right?
Uh-oh.
I chucked it. Well, what I chucked out? It's an MRE box, right?
Yeah.
So all these poor, you know, unfortunately, all these Iraqi kids, they just see MRE boxes. They're running. I'm like, no, stop. And they're fighting over this box, you know. And I'm like, stop, you know. And they just kept going, and then it popped.
Oh man.
So,
I feel bad for those kids, but I get it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that was a good one to share, but that's like, that one makes me chuckle everything, you know, because it's just like, you know,
I'm sure there's some veterans out there to relate to what you just said.
You had to take care of business, and then these poor kids, they thought they scored a box of MREs.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I get it. Sometimes I think back about my tours and I get pissed off because I know all those guys were pissing in bottles and throwing out to the kids and acting like it was lemonade. It just made me nuts because I'm like, you know what? You're making the next generation of insurgents. How about we stop doing that? But no, that MRE thing, that was an accident. But that's
that was an accident. That is not my intentions whatsoever.
No, not even a little bit. I get it.
That's definitely not within my character.
Man.
But yeah.
I mean, I always knew MREs were shitty, but that's a whole new level right there, Dan.
Yeah, man. I try to avoid them as all costs. You know, it was a last ditch effort.
So now let's focus on you personally. You're retired and you got this amazing logo behind you. I get to watch your Zoom stuff or your Facebook stuff. I get to watch your live broadcast. Why don't you tell the rest of the veterans what the amazing Dan is up to?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Yeah, that's great. No, thanks for the intro. So I did retire. I was able to take advantage of this awesome program that the military had of doing an internship like 180 days before you retire, right? And so I signed up and I got my real estate license and I joined Exit Realty Pikes Peak here in Colorado Springs. And I started learning. I started watching people and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I can definitely do this. And it's almost coming up on 1 year. So September 26th, I launched the 719 PCS team where your home front is covered. and I specialize in military relocation, and I try to help, service members that are coming to Fort Carson, Peterson, Schriever, Buckley, you name it. I try to help them out.
Space Command.
Yeah, Space Command now. Yeah, haven't sold a house to a Space Command. I've talked to a few, but we haven't done business yet.
All right.
But yeah, no. So I'm helping our men and women, our service members, buy and sell real estate here in Colorado Springs.
Cool.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that I didn't realize this when I was serving. Every time I PCS'd, I got on Google. I never asked a buddy or anybody for a referral of a real estate agent or any of that. I just jumped on the internet and said, all right, hey, move into this location. I need PCS in and find a realtor. Boom, boom, boom. Well, I didn't realize we were targeted as service members because, we got a good job. We have steady income. We get a housing allowance, all that stuff. So now that I'm in the business, I'm seeing that there's a lot of, realtors, no bad on them. Everybody's doing their business, but people claim to be military relocation professionals, and they do it by attending a class hosted by the National Association of Realtors, and they get a designation, which is they call MRP, Military Relocation Professional. And it's a 16-hour class, I believe, a 2-day event. And, essentially when you walk out of it, I took it just to see what's going on. I didn't feel like I needed it, but so I can have it on my resume. I was like, wow, everybody in this class learned how to read a soldier's LES. They know when they get paid. You're like, so that really sparked something in me. And
so the whole class is just to read an LES. They didn't actually learn anything about the military.
They learn some rank structure. They learn
focus on this rank and above.
You have some people that do it, man. I'm telling you. But that's kind of similar. It's like there was nothing in that class that really would make somebody stand out above somebody. Where I'm really trying to put a lot of emphasis on, I lived it, I know it. I know I still have access to the installation, and I know the right people to talk to on the installation if it came down to it. Already I've already had situations where people feel like they don't know who to talk to at the transportation office, right? Because of all this COVID stuff. Like, yeah, hey, go see so-and-so. I ain't going to say his name, but, go see so-and-so. But yeah, I know the right people to talk to. And the fact that I have access, I don't have to go to the visitor center to sign in to pick you up from the lodging, I think it shows spirit. But hey, I get it. It's a marketing strategy. Everybody's doing it. My whole story behind what I'm doing with my team is that we're all veterans on the team, and we've all served, and we've been through PCS. We've come off that deployment. We've come out of that training cycle, and guess what? You got PCS orders. You're going home. You're telling your significant other, "Hey, it's time to roll. We got to get." We're calling transportation. We're picking up. We got gypso. We got all this stuff going on, and you know what? On top of it, we're stressed out because it's moving so quickly. My whole purpose is not only to understand the pressures, but I want to try to alleviate some of those pressures that you're enduring, because everybody's situation is different.
Awesome.
Some people have 6 months to plan. I've seen where people literally have 2 weeks, and they're sitting in lodging for 45 days. Trying to find a spot.
I lived in a hotel when I got here to Carson for 3 months.
Wow. That's intense.
So Dan, Carson has jump off camera. Let us all see your logo.
Yeah, let me jump it out. Yeah.
There you go. There's Dan's logo. If you're coming to Colorado, or already live in Colorado, this is what you need to be looking for. Thanks for letting us see that, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the biggest things I got my shirt here, right? So not only do I, live by values, my last name's Padilla. So I'm positive, active, duty, positive. I'm active in the community. I have a duty to my family, my integrity, my love, my loyal, my appreciation. That is my family values. So carrying those values, because it was instilled to us in the service, right?
Yes.
But also over time, you develop your own values and your purpose, your directions. I established, my team and I, we have values of,
I don't know if you can see it, but people, positivity, integrity, loyalty, community. Those are
Awesome.
our 5 stars. And I live those. I'm getting goosebumps telling you, but
Awesome.
I'm not your typical realtor. I'm here to help you out. And when your situation calls for it, there's always a way to do something right. And yeah. And I don't like to say, but like my paycheck's on the line. Like I work for you, and to get you a place or sell you a place, that's what I'm here for.
So if a veteran is listening right now, how they get a hold of you?
Yeah, easy. You can go to my website, 719pcs.com, 719pcs.com, or call me directly, 719-761-3826. I answer all the time. Yeah.
He does. I actually called him one time. He actually answers. Very surprising. But then that's exciting. You're kicking butt. I enjoy your Facebook when you show the houses that you've helped people. I guess it's called that. Flip. You were out last week at a housing development where they're building houses, talking about it. So I see you're active. Dan, straight up. You were straight up when you were in uniform, and obviously you carried it on out of there.
No, I appreciate it. No, thank you. And that's just what I stand for. It's like I'm here to help. I come across it because I've even been in it. Like life happens, and
absolutely
in situations. It's just you can talk to somebody, with no filter. I'm that guy.
That's very true. Okay, speaking of no filter, I'm going to put you on the spot. Here comes the heavy one. We know we're here to try to help stop, prevent, put an end to, just get people to not join the 22. We want you to keep serving with us, put your toes back on the line and keep going. What is your message to those in a bad place? What would you have to say to them, Dan?
No, that's, my message, I've lost 9 people to suicide, probably with the last 36 months that I served with from my first unit, the Bobcats 1-5. My message is call somebody, reach out. Like you have to do it. It's easy. I know it's easier said than done, but you need to do it. And that person, just shake them like, hey, I need to talk to you. I'm part of another, like I volunteer a lot too, right? I'm part of another organization called Team Red, White, and Blue here in Colorado Springs, but it's nationwide. And we're a team of veterans with a mixture of civilian people, and we're here to support each other. And the message is through physical activity. Get up off the couch, get out, do something. So teamredwhiteandblue.org, I found them back in 2013 when I originally joined. And they're just a strong network of people to be connected to. But yeah, my message is if you're in that slump, you definitely need to reach out. And if you need to talk to somebody, I'm available. Facebook message me. I'll talk to you, Yeah, I get it, and I'll even share a personal story if you don't mind.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah, my personal story, deployments, cycles, training cycles, deployments, all this time. Yeah, 2016, like took my career to another path. I was successful in my job, doing a lot of stuff, deployments, coming back, doing all this stuff. But I found myself in a dark spot. Never got to the point where I thought I was going to do something crazy, but I did find that I was in a bad spot. And, I was out of character. I was, not the person who I am. But yeah, I was there, and I can blame factors of, I'm not with my family because I'm deployed. My workload's way too heavy. There's a lot of compounding things, but I was able to reach out, and I'll share his name. His name is Rick Quintanilla. His CW3. I mean, that was a guy that would always answer my call day or night, whatever, and I was deployed. He'd be back stateside. I mean, I remember waking him up, FaceTiming him, and he would answer my call. But yeah, that gentleman, Rick Quintanilla, he's still serving. But yeah, he would answer my call. But yeah, it was just something he said that was like, you know what? It's really not that bad. It may suck in the moment, but it's really not that bad. Here's a plan of action we can work through. So making a connection with somebody that you can just talk to, you know, because really that's what it comes down to. Your situation, there's nothing in this world that would cause, you know, we say that, but we don't know what's going on in somebody's head. But, you know, the fact that like there's ways to work around things, you know, there's ways to work around things. And I would just tell you, if you're watching this, I would say, send me a Facebook message, call my number, 719-761-3826. And, you know, don't get to that point. We can talk it through. Yeah.
Thanks, Dan. That was some good stuff. And thanks for sharing that personal story, because
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Veterans Rant, Rattle, and Roll is all about connections. And sometimes it takes a personal story. Like, I have no problem letting people know that I have been seeing somebody for my PTSD for a decade, every other week. I still go today. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I'll be in his office and he'll be like, "What you whining about this week?" No, I'm just kidding. He actually teases me that way because he knows I don't whine. But
Yeah.
everybody went through something. If you put the uniform on, you face something you didn't expect.
Facts.
Period. That's just a guarantee. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. This has been a great episode. Dan, I can't thank you enough for coming on here.
Thank you so much. It was great. You know, up early. I got to comb my hair for you. So.
Oh, you guys got a sharp haircut. The guy's always crisp and clean. All right. All right, everybody. Again, thanks for tuning in to Veterans Rant, Rattle, and Roll. You can watch us on YouTube. You can catch us on podcasts. It's all about making connections to stop, put an end to, wipe out, and just keep you here with us. We don't want to hear about you being part of 22. Dan's felt it personally 9 times. I felt it personally. Please reach out, send a message, make a phone call, send up a flare, take a knee, drink water, rub dirt on it. We'll be there as fast as we can. But until the next time we talk, Sergeant First Class David L. Parker, retired. I'm out.